The spirit that will not break, I have stood where the winds have roared, where the thunder cracked, and the heavens poured. I have knelt in the dust of dreams once bright, yet still I rose to chase the light, or rose to chase the light. The road behind is paved with scars, with broken hopes and shattered stars. Yet every tear, each trial I've known, has carved the fire in my bones. They told me, stop, just let it go, that not all seeds are meant to grow, that some must bow accept defeat, that not all hearts were built to beat. But I have never walked with chains, nor let my soul be bound by pains. Each loss I faced, each time I bled, only fed the fire instead. I have seen the night stretch far and wide, felt fear's cold hands pull at my pride. But in my chest a spark remained, through all the loss, through all the pain. For strength is not in standing tall, but in the rise after the fall. And though the weight may press and bend, my will is stone, it will not end. So let the waves crash, let them try, let the world say dreams must die. For even when the storm is deep, I walk unbowed, I do not weep. No force can steal what fate has spun, no darkness dims my rising sun. For though I stumble, though I ache, my soul is fire. It will not break. I have walked where shadows grow, where silent fears begin to show. I have stumbled, I have bled, carried battles in my head. The road behind is cracked and worn, a path of love, of loss, of storm. I've seen the days that broke my heart, felt dreams get torn and ripped apart. Yet still I stand, still I breathe, still I fight, and still believe. For every scar upon my skin is proof that I refuse to give in. They told me, yield, just let it be, that not all dreams were meant for me. That fate decides, that time will choose, and some are meant to win, some lose. But I was never one to kneel, to let this fire cease to feel. For I was born from dust and flame, and I will rise despite the pain. The nights were long, the silence deep, the weight too much, too vast to keep. Yet even when I lost my way, the spark inside refused to fade. For strength is not in those unscarred, but in the ones who fought so hard. In the ones who fought so hard. Who've walked through fire, braved the fall, yet still stand up and take it all. So let the world send all its storms. I will not bow, I will transform. For even when the light is thin, I rise, I burn, I fight within. No force can break what fate has spun. No night can dim my rising sun. For though I fall, though tides may roll, I walk unshaken, a warrior's soul. I have walked where the roads disappear, through deserts of doubt, through rivers of fear. I have carried the weight of 1,000 days, each one a lesson, each one a blaze. They told me, stop, you fought enough, that life is cruel, that dreams are rough. That fire fades, that hope will rust, that even mountains turn to dust. But I was never meant to break, to bow my head, to let it take the fire that rages deep and wide, the storm I carry deep inside. I have seen the night stretch far and vast, felt time move slow, then race so fast. I have stood in silence, felt the sting of losing everything I bring. Yet every fall, each time I bled, only made me lift my head. For pain is not an end we see, but proof that life still burns in me. The world may shake, the winds may roar, but I am stronger than before. For even when my hands would shake, my soul refused to ever break. So let them doubt, let them deceive. I stand my ground, I still believe. For even when the flames grow thin, I breathe, I burn, I rise again. No force can steal what fate has spun, no darkness dims my rising sun. For though I fall, though tides may roll, I walk unshaken, unbreakable. I have walked where shadows whisper low, where dreams dissolve and cold winds blow. I have seen the stars lose all their light, yet still I rose to face the night. The path was steep, the road was long, the weight of sorrow fierce and strong. I stumbled hard, I lost my way, but never let my soul decay. They told me, stop, just rest, let go, that not all hearts are meant to glow. That some are lost before they start, that time will wear down even the heart. But I was never made to fade, to live in fear, to kneel afraid. Each scar I bear, each wound I've earned, is proof of lessons I have learned. I've felt the sting of bitter nights, the war between my wrongs and rights. Yet even when I had no guide, I carried fire deep inside. For strength is not in never falling, but in the rise despite the calling. Despite the voice that says, give in, despite the battles fought within. The soul that refuses to fall, I have walked through the fire and rain, through endless struggle, through endless pain. I have known the weight of fear, the echo of doubt so loud, so near, so near. The world has tried to break my stride, to pull the light from deep inside. It whispered, stop, just let it go, that dreams are fleeting, lost in woe. But I was never built to kneel, to let my fire cease to feel. For every scar, each wound, each tear is proof that I am standing here. I have stumbled, I have bled, carried battles in my head, watched as time stole love and trust, turned hopes to ashes, dreams to dust. Yet still my heart refused to bend, refused to call the darkness friend. For even when my hands would shake, I knew my soul would never break. They said you're lost, just walk away, that fate decides, that some must stay, that not all fighters claim the prize, that not all dreamers get to rise. But I was born for something more, for open skies, for distant shores. No chains, no doubts, no fear remains, for I've danced through storms and flames. The nights were cold, the road was steep, the weight too much, too vast to keep. Yet even when my breath grew thin, the fire whispered, fight within. For strength is not in those unscarred, but in the ones who've walked so hard, who've faced the dark, who've braved the deep, yet still refuse to bow, to weep. So let the winds howl loud and strong, I have endured, I still belong. No force can steal what fate has spun. No night can dim my rising sun. No fault. For though I fall, though tides may roll, I walk unshaken, a fearless soul. The fire that never dies, I have wandered through endless night, through storms that swallowed every light. I have felt the cold hands of despair, tried to breathe in a world with no air. The road was steep, the sky was gray. The voices whispered, lose your way. They said, give up, don't fight so hard, that dreams dissolve, that hearts grow scarred. But I was never meant to fade, to bow my head, to be afraid, to be afraid. For in my chest a fire burned, and through the pain, the flame still turned. I have fallen, I have bled, carried battles in my head, lost the ones who held me close, felt the sting of love like ghosts. Yet every tear, each wound I keep, is carved within my soul so deep. Not as a mark of shame or loss, but proof that I have paid the cost. For strength is born in shattered things and broken bones and tattered wings. Not in the ones who never break, but those who rise from each mistake. The world may roar, the winds may call, the rain may drown, the stars may fall. But through it all, I stand, I fight, I chase the sun, I find the light. No force can steal what fate has spun. No night can dim my rising sun. For though I fall, though fire tries, I walk unshaken, my soul still flies. Still fly. The unbreakable path I have walked, where echoes cry, where silent ghosts of dreams drift by. I have stood in the ruins of yesterday, watching hope like dust decay. I have known the weight of loss, felt the sharp and bitter cost. I have seen the brightest days collapse and felt the night take all I grasp. They told me, yield, let go, give in, that some must lose, not all can win, that fate is cruel, that life is blind, that hope is something fools may find. But I was never made to bow, to fear the dark, to break, to drown. For even when my hands were tied, I fought with fire still inside. Each scar I bear, each tear I weep, is carved within my soul so deep. Not marks of weakness, nor of shame, but proof I stand, unbound, untamed. I have seen the days turn cold, watched time slip past with hands so bold, watched time slip past with hands so bold. I have heard the whispers say there is no point, just walk away. Yet still I move, I rise, I burn, for every fall is just a turn. Another step, another mile, another lesson forged in trial. It's not in those unscarred, but in the ones who've walked so hard. Who've braved the storms, endured the deep, and never let their fire sleep. So let the world send all its pain. Let rivers rise and burn the plains. I will not break, I will not yield, my soul, my heart, my shield. No force can steal what fate has spun. No night can dim my rising sun. For though I bleed, though tempests call, I stand unshaken, I will not fall. The road of the fearless I have walked where the broken tread, where silent voices fill the dead. I have stood in storms so wide with nothing left but fire inside. The world has tried to bring me low, to drown my light, to halt my glow. But every tear each trial faced has left me stronger in its place. They whispered, quit, just walk away. That dreams will crumble, fade, decay. That some were never meant to rise, that hope is lost beneath the skies. But I was never made to bow, to live in fear, to fade somehow. Each scar I wear, each wound I own, is proof of battles fought alone. I have known the weight of grief, of fleeting joy, of stolen peace. I have seen the light grow dim, yet held it close, refused to give in. For strength is not in standing tall, but in the rise after the fall, in learning how to face the pain and finding purpose once again. So let the winds howl loud and wild, I walk unchained, fierce and defiled. No storm can bend what fate has spun, no night can steal my rising sun. For though I stumble, though I ache, though fire tests what life can take, I walk unshaken, strong and free, a fearless soul eternally. The warrior within, I have walked through endless fire, felt my soul grow weak, expire. I have faced the coldest night, yet still I burn, still I fight. The road behind is marked in scars, a trail of battles, dreams, and stars. I have seen the light fade dim, but never let it die within. They told me, break, just bow your head, that not all souls can rise from dread. That some are lost before they start, that time will wear down even the heart. But I was never meant to yield, to run, to hide, to drop my shield. For though the war still rages on, my heart beats strong, my fear is gone. I have known the taste of pain, of love that leaves, of hope in vain. I have watched the days slip past, felt the weight of things that last. Yet every wound, each tear I shed, only made me lift my head. For strength is not in never falling, but in the rise despite the calling. Despite the voices filled with doubt, despite the storms that rage about. For even when my hands would shake, I knew my soul would never break. So let the winds howl, let them try, let the rain fall from the sky. I will not bend, I will not fall. I stand unshaken. Through it all, no force can steal what fate has spun. No night can dim my rising sun. For though I stumble, though I bleed, I rise again. I still believe. The heart that will not yield, I have walked through fire, through endless pain, through storms that left their lasting stain. I have known the weight of fear, the echo of doubt that lingers near. The road behind is paved in scars, with shattered dreams and fallen stars. Yet every tear, each wound I bear is proof that I am standing here. They whispered, quit, just turn around, that I was lost, too far to be found. That time would steal my fire away, that hope was nothing but decay. But I was never meant to bow, to let the world decide somehow. For even in my darkest night, I held my spark. I found my fight. I have stumbled, I have bled, carried battles in my head, lost the ones who held me near, felt love dissolve, watched joy disappear. Yet every fall, each time I broke, only fed the flames I stoked. For strength is not in never breaking, but in the rise, the risk worth taking. I've seen the ones who walked away too tired, too lost, too gone to stay. But I have sworn through ache and strife to carve my path, to claim my life. So let the winds howl wild and strong, let the nights stretch deep and long. I will not waver, I will not kneel, for what I hold is far too real. No storm can drown what fate has spun, no night can dim my rising sun. For though I fall, though tempests call, I stand unshaken, I will not fall. The fire that will not die, I have walked through the valleys low, where silent echoes start to grow. I have stood where shadows creep, felt the weight of nights too deep. The road behind is lined with scars, with shattered dreams and falling stars. Yet though the world has tried to break, my spirit stands, my hands won't shake. They told me stop, let go, give in, that some were never meant to win. That fate decides, that time will choose, and some must suffer, some must lose. But I was never born to kneel, to let this fire cease to feel. Each wound I wear, each mark I claim is proof I stood despite the pain. I have lost, I have bled, fought with demons in my head, watched my hopes get torn apart, felt the dagger twist my heart. Yet even when the night was black, even when there seemed no track, a whisper burned, so soft, so bright, a stubborn ember, fierce with light. For strength is not in those unscarred, but in the souls who fought so hard, who've braved the storms, endured the deep, yet still refused to bow, to weep. The world may shake, the tides may rise, the stars may fall from endless skies, but through it all I stand, I burn, with every wound, with each return. So let the thunder tear the sky, let the winds scream, let echoes lie. No force can steal what fate has spun, no dark can drown my rising sun. For though I fall, though fire tries, I walk unshaken, my soul still flies.